Adi Shankaracharya was an Indian Vedic scholar and teacher, also known as acharya of the Advaita Vedanta. He is seen as the one who restored the Hindu dharma against the attacks of other religions. Traditions also portray him as the one who reconciled the various sects, Vaishnavism, Shaivism, and Saktism, with the introduction of the Pañcāyatana form of worship, the simultaneous worship of the 5 deities, Ganesha, Surya, Vishnu, Shiva, and Devi, arguing that all deities were but different forms of the one Brahman, the invisible supreme being. One can find several biographies charting out the life of Adi Shankaracharya. Some were written many centuries to 1,000 years after Shankaracharya's Samadhi. Available in both Sanskrit and non-Sanskrit languages, they are filled with legends and tales, many which contradict each other. Sringeri records mention that Shankaracharya was born in the 14th year of the reign of Vikramaditya. However, it is unclear as to exactly which king this record refers to. Some scholars say that it was mostly Vikramaditya too. The most popularly accepted date is from the first half of the 18th century. Shankaracharya was born in Kalady, a town located in Angamaly, Kerala. He was born to Namboodiri Brahmin parents. Shankaracharya's father died while he was very young. Hence, the boy's Upanayanam sanskara, or the holy thread ceremony, had to be delayed and was later performed by his mother. Shankaracharya was attracted to the life of a sannyas from a very young age. His mother, though, disapproved of this inclination of her son. According to legend, at the age of 8, Shankaracharya and his mother went to a river Sivataraka to bathe. When he went into the water, he was caught by a crocodile. He called out to his mother to give him permission to become a sannyasi. He said the crocodile would end up killing him otherwise. The mother had no choice except to give in, and the boy then left home to pursue his education. Traveling for some time, he reached a Saivite sanctuary situated near the banks of a river. There, he met a teacher named Govinda Bhagavad Pada and became his disciple. Some accounts suggest that the school was located by the Narmada river in Omkareshwar. Others narrate that the place was along the Ganges in Kashi as well as Badrinath in the Himalayas. Most biographies relate that Shankaracharya studied the Vedas, Upanishads, and Brahma Sutras under his guru. He also had the opportunity to meet several scholars of the Mimamsa school of Hinduism, such as Kumarila, Prabhakar, as well as several Buddhists. As per some accounts, Adi Shankaracharya was returning from Kashi when he came to know that his mother had been seriously ill. He came back home to look after her in her last days. By way of his divine powers, he gave his mother a vision of Lord Shiva. She, however, became fearful looking at the Lord. Then Shankaracharya prayed to Lord Narayan to grant her moksha. Seeing Vishnu's form, the old lady calmed down, prayed to him, and peacefully breathed her last. Shankaracharya wanted to perform his mother's last rites as he had promised her earlier. However, the locals opposed this, saying that a sannyasi should not perform the last rites. They further refused to offer him firewood for cremating her. Shankaracharya then laid his dead mother on the fresh bark of a plantain tree that he procured from their own backyard, lit it, and prayed to Lord Agni to consume her. Agni obliged Shankaracharya and consumed the plantain bark, which is usually non-combustible. Overwhelmed by this incident, Adi Shankaracharya instantly composed the Matru Panchakam, a set of 5 verses glorifying the greatness of motherhood. He thus defied all customs, stating that nothing and no one could ever be greater than a mother. Legends relate that thereafter, Shankaracharya undertook many pilgrimages, took part in public debates, and installed several linga and even founded monastic centers all over India. Over the next few years, Adi Shankaracharya travelled widely within India. It is believed that 10 monasteries were found by him, each following the principles of Advaita Vedanta, which he actively propagated. Out of these, 4 still continue with this tradition. Some of the most prominent disciples authored works on Shankaracharya and Advaita. Shankaracharya's detailed works in Sanskrit discuss the united nature of the Atman and the Nirgun Brahman. He shunned all types of ritualistic philosophies, also highlighting the key differences between Hinduism and Buddhism. He firmly stated that in Hinduism, the Atman existed, whereas in Buddhism, there was no concept of self or soul. He further talked about the importance of monastic life and tirelessly worked towards spreading his unique philosophy of Advaita, thus being known as the greatest revivalist. He soon came to be famous as Adi Shankaracharya, Shankara Bhagavad-pada, and Shankara Bhagavad-padacharya. Adi Shankaracharya organized the work of his predecessors. His Advaita philosophy postulates that the Atman is but one with the Brahman. Advaita Vedanta is based on Shastra, meaning scriptures, Yukti, meaning reasoning, and Anubhav, meaning experience. To understand the concepts of Advaita Vedanta, watch this video linked in the comments below. Shankaracharya's thinking was that a Jivan Mukta, the one who is liberated during his course of his lifetime, would be self-realized and would be aware of oneness of self and the universal spirit. The acharya confirmed that while the practice of yoga would be helpful, it would not help one to gain moksha. The followers would thus have to deeply study the Upanishads and delve into their real meaning. To Shankaracharya, the study of Upanishads was necessary and sufficient means to attain moksha. He also stressed on the presence of the Guru to impart the necessary knowledge. The world, though not unreal, is illusionary once the perception of the highest Brahman is attained. This knowledge can be attained by following the fourfold path of Vivek, meaning knowledge, Vairagya, meaning detachment, Sama, meaning calmness, Dharma, meaning self-control, and Shraddha, meaning faith. Bhakti or devotion is only one step to attain the grace of God. This would be the first step to understand the non-dualistic nature of the Jivatma and the Paramatma. While Shankaracharya's Vedanta is similar to Mahayana Buddhism, the main difference is that Hinduism believes in the existence of Atman, something that is completely absent in the latter. Shankaracharya introduced the Pañcāyatana path of worship, the worship of 5 deities, namely Ganesha, Surya, Vishnu, Shiva and Devi. He explained that all these deities were the forms of the one eternal Brahman. Though many seers had tried to propagate Advaita earlier, it was only after Adi Shankaracharya that it became the systematized Vedanta that it is today. Shankaracharya reformed the Samarthas and revived the tradition. He not only fought to wipe out the orthodoxy and the Varnashrama they had been following until then, but he also encouraged them to follow the practice of Pañcāyatana Puja in order to unify the entire system as a whole. Adi Shankaracharya's teachings have shaped much of Hindu psyche and continue to be as relevant even in today's modern world. Adi Shankaracharya is believed to have attained Samadhi at the age of 32 at Kedarnath in Uttarakhand, which is an important pilgrimage site for Hindus. According to texts, his students last saw him walking on the mountains of the Himalayas. Suddenly, he disappeared and could not be traced. However, some say that he shed his mortal coil in Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu, while others mention that it was in the state of Kerala.